to give you an idea of what's going to happen in the beginning, we start from a ninja village. We are a young ninja, I guess, that all he's doing is training and is a little bit bored. Right now, we are going to go to our lecture, and while we go to the lecture, we're gonna learn the first ability, I guess, and the most important thing in the game, what actually defines this game, in my opinion, which is cloud step. So we're gonna learn it right now. Basically, every time you hit an object or an enemy, you can get cloud step, which will allow you to jump in the air again. That is actually extremely great. As we'll see later on, there's going to be a lot of platforming that involves cloud stepping, and there are going to be some really cool skips. The movement over in this game is super great, by the way. So we are on Ninja Village, and as the prophecy foretells, the demon army returns, and the Western hero will come and save the day, I guess. He came a little bit late, so everyone didn't really survive the demon army. So we are the only survivor in the Ninja Village, and a messenger. We are going to become the messenger. The Western hero gives us a scroll and tells us that we have to deliver the scroll to the other side of the island and on top of the mountain. So basically, this is pretty much the story, and this is what we'll see in the 8-bit section. Just us delivering the scroll and passing a specific test that some sages will give us. Yeah, there has been a little bit of a miscommunication, but we'll sync everything up. So don't worry about it. SkyFouxx just started the run, so the race is going to be back on. We're going to sync it up, so do not worry about it. So right now, JC is on Autumn Hills. Sky will catch up eventually, and you saw JC collecting a lot of some green or yellow orbs. Those are the time shards, and these time shards are the currency in the game. We're going to be using some of them to get some specific upgrades. And right now, JC gathered 40 from the beginning, and with those 40 time shards, bought the first upgrade, which is by far the most important upgrade, in my opinion at least, in the messenger, which is every time you hit a projectile, you actually gain cloud step. Now, right as JC was about to showcase that, we're gonna get the sync, so I'm gonna have to wait a little bit on that and see a little bit of the introduction from the SkyFouxx side. So yeah, we see that same thing happening right now on SkyFouxx screen. The story pretty much. We are becoming the messenger, the one to deliver the scroll to the sages on the other side of the island and on top of the mountain. Now, the reason it's called 8-bit, it's because this game is actually quite big, funny enough. Like the 80% category, without out of bounds, is a little bit more than 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 hours, sorry. And it's a quite long category, so the game pretty much separates into two parts. And the first one is the linear part, which is the 8-bit section. And then later on, it becomes a Metroidvania game, a really, really big one as well, might add. So the runners are going to be going through just the first part, the one that we deliver the scroll, and we go past the test that the sages will give us. It's called 8-bit because the interesting thing about it, the amazing thing about it right now is the fact that we are in the present, I guess, right now in the 8-bit section, and we are going to the future later on to the 16-bit. That is why we make this, I guess, separation. As like right now we caught up with the sync, and we're gonna be like going through the race as SkyFouxx got projectile slash upgrade. You'll see right here, Sky. Slashing an enemy projectile that we couldn't do it otherwise without that upgrade, it would gain cloud step upgrade. Now JC, doing a specific damage boost there on the spikes, it's actually a little bit tricky to do that specific damage boost. If you don't go for the damage boost like SkyFouxx is doing right now, you're gonna have to wait a little bit for that swing to go to your side, so you lose a little bit of time. But that damage boost is not guaranteed to throw you to the right side, so sometimes you might end up to the left side and actually just waste HP. Another amazing feature right now is the fact that when you are underwater, the music actually muffles, I guess you can say. It has that cool effect, I suppose, that, you know, fades a little bit. Like you get the feeling of you are underwater, I suppose. Really great. Yeah, the water section is quite simple, I guess. There's not really anything special about it. There are no tricks regarding like out of bounds or no out of bounds in the underwater section so far in Autumn Hills. So there's not really a big difference in these two categories, but keep it simple now with the no out of bounds section, I suppose. I'm gonna pinpoint some specific levels that there are a lot of clips that you can do that can save a lot of time. You see how smooth the movement in Messenger is, as you'll see on the SkyFouxx screen as well. Actually, let's pay attention to JC, as he's gonna do a really cool skip. Right now, you're gonna slash, and you're gonna go on that swing cycle and skip like the whole sequence, and you go to the right side and left side. You can do that with perfect timings on the, you know, the cloud stepping, hitting the enemy projectiles or the enemies themselves. SkyFouxx having a little bit of trouble with that swing, the swing room, so I'm gonna have to reset it. And nicely done second time though. So far from what you've seen, this is all about how to get cloud step and how to utilize cloud step at this maximum. As JC is actually done with the level, there's like one semi-difficult room, not really that difficult. So JC is pretty much done with the level, but he's gonna have to face the first boss, I guess, and not a really difficult boss. Now, first of all, in order to get a really quick kill, you're gonna have to go to the shop. The runners want to have about 130 time starts in order to get a shuriken, the shurikens, and another upgrade that will allow you to recover when you take hit. The shurikens are really important to get the one cycle in this boss, just because when you throw the shurikens, your slashing doesn't really stop, so you actually deal a lot of damage and you can actually get the one cycle as JC just done right now. And a really nice Autumn Hills time there from JC. 6:34 is actually really good. Nicely done from JC. SkyFouxx is on the lift boss, and JC is on Fallen Temple, and it's actually not gonna do anything here because you cannot do anything in Fallen Temple, and it's gonna fall into Catacombs. Nice one cycle kill there by SkyFouxx as well. Both of them got the one cycle. SkyFouxx had a couple of troubles with the swing room in Autumn Hills, so it's a little bit slower than JC, but nevertheless, the quick kill is something really good to get. So let's talk a little bit about the Catacombs. Catacombs are probably the hardest level in the 8-bit section, in my opinion. It's not necessarily about the movement, but actually the survivability in this one, because there are a lot of traps in this level, a lot of crashers, spikes, spike balls, like all sorts of stuff that can actually kill you easily. I haven't really mentioned that the spikes don't insta-kill you in this game. Everything that is like a trap, I guess, like spike trap, I suppose, can deal 3 points of damage. Now, the only thing that can insta-kill you is if you get crushed. That's like the only way you can insta-die. So Catacombs has like the full thing right here. So as you saw from SkyFouxx screen right now, there was this mysterious mage that summoned a couple of enemies. This is the boss on this level, and his name is Ruxton. So we're gonna see him once more before we actually face him in this level. He's gonna summon 3 more enemies that are a little bit tricky. So one thing that is really important in Catacombs is not necessarily, it's like you have to have really precise movement, because if you actually make a couple of bonks on the walls, you cannot do, you cannot cut specific cycles. The cycles in this game mostly, I guess, work on room, I guess, they are on a room cycle. Once you enter a room, then you're gonna be having specific like timings, I suppose. Jason now 1 HP, it's a little bit close. Let's see how it goes for him. As he has some really difficult rooms coming up, and one of them is this one, the second Ruxton summon room, I suppose. And Ruxton is gonna summon 3 wizards. And those wizards are extremely annoying in this speedrun, as they spawn randomly. The first spawn is set, but then they move randomly, I guess. Nice slashes there. SkyFouxx didn't do specific damage which jaysee did. I'm not sure if SkyFouxx is gonna go for the other one as well. jaysee is on 1 HP, but I do have to mention that whenever you go through a checkpoint like jaysee did right now, you recover up to 3 HP, so you get a little bit of HP back. Now the bad thing, of course, is, as I mentioned, Catacombs is full of spikes, and spikes deal 3 points of damage, so checkpoints refill, I guess, from the HP don't really give you that cushion of comfort, I guess, in Catacombs. There is a way to get this specific cycle. jaysee played a little bit safer in this situation. If you go a little bit faster, you can actually get it, but as I said, it's a little bit difficult to do everything right, as jaysee almost got into the spikes right there. Okay, he's gonna go to the first boss. The second boss of the game, Ruxton. And this boss has 2 patterns. jaysee will need one of them, I guess, to get a really quick kill. If you get the other pattern, you lose about 8 to 10 seconds. So the difference is, in RNG, plays a little bit here. Unfortunately, there's like a difference of 10 seconds. And it's all RNG, you cannot really manipulate that. So jaysee getting the worst RNG in this situation. Oh, a little bit of a mishap there. 1 HP there from jaysee as well. This is a little bit scary there from jaysee, as SkyFouxx, from what I see, is on the crusher room, about to enter Ruxton fight. Unfortunately, jaysee doesn't really get a quick kill. Let's see if jaysee clutches this one. I think it's like a couple of hits, probably like gonna get the kill right now. Yeah, there you go. Nicely done from jaysee, clutching that one. Not the cleanest fight, but at this point, and especially in a race, you want to actually be able to clear the bosses, you know, not die, of course. As SkyFouxx getting the quick kill, I think. I cannot really tell, but definitely SkyFouxx caught up, as jaysee getting an 11:52. Exiting Catacombs, and I believe SkyFouxx will be at a 12:04 or something like that. So SkyFouxx definitely caught up. Alright, Bamboo Creek. This level is absolutely beautiful to watch. If you do everything correctly, it's absolute. As I said, it's like super great. This is by far the most technical level, with the amount of like upgrades right now on our arsenal, I guess. There are some extra upgrades that we'll get later on, but this level will rely a lot on doing double slashes on the lanterns. This is really good level. And the music in this game is absolutely fantastic, by the way, and in this level it's actually one of my favorites. Ninja enabled shades, pretty much, yeah. Messenger movement is absolutely beautiful. For anyone who hasn't played this game, you should definitely give it a try. It's a really great game, really nice platforming, really nice movement, and the soundtrack of the whole game is absolutely fantastic. Alright, nice little trick here from jaysee going over that screen right there. Some people asked us if this is out of bounds. This is not out of bounds, you're not going off like the screen or anything. You can go up above the tree right there, so for those who don't know, don't really worry about that one. As both of them are actually relatively close. SkyFouxx having a really good bamboo. jaysee had a little bit of a trouble with one specific screen, and jaysee is doing some really cool skips right now. Let's see how it does. This one, nice, still hard jump. A couple of really great skips right there by utilizing the cloud step mechanic and the double slashes on the lanterns to get double cloud step right there. So SkyFouxx is having a really good bamboo as well. A couple of like slower rooms, but overall pretty solid ones. Getting still hard skip first try as well. And now jaysee is going to do one of the bigger skips right now. Let's see how he handles that. Double slashing right there as well. jaysee getting the elevator skip. That saves a lot of time. Really nicely done from him. As he is done with bamboo, just like a couple of screens left. And we're gonna move on to the next level. Bamboo is a really nice level, really short level, unfortunately. Sky doing the really old setup. I like it. It's a little bit slow, but it's guaranteed to get a skip. Nicely done. From one amazing soundtrack to another, one of my favorites as well. I would say that this is probably my third favorite in the game. This is absolutely fantastic, Howling Grotto. We're not gonna get it yet, but the drop when the beat I guess drops. We're getting our second upgrade, I suppose, and this is the wingsuit. After getting the climbing gloss, whenever we press A when we are in the air, we deploy the wingsuit. It makes us like slowly fall down, and whenever there is like wind like this one, we go up, I guess. Also, jaysee and Sky bought two upgrades right now. One of them is the underwater boost that we're going to be using only once in this run, and is on this level actually. And the other upgrade is the most important one, and that is the underglide attack when we deploy the wingsuit, as you saw jaysee doing right here. That is extremely useful as was said, whenever you hit an enemy you get in cloud step. And if you have that wingsuit attack, you can get cloud step and you can reach with some really insane combos, some like ridiculous heights I suppose, and skip specific areas. Not really in this level, but there is going to be one level in particular that this glide attack will come in super handy. Also, make sure you well, I actually missed that, hey. So in this soundtrack actually, there is a specific section where the creator, the composer of the soundtrack actually says, hey. And I believe in the 16-beat, I might be mistaken on that one, but I believe in the 16-beat, the developers actually say, hey. So that's actually a really nice touch. There's gonna be one more section there from jaysee when that happens. I'm gonna like make sure I put that in for that one. So yeah, you see that wingsuit is fully utilized right here, and this is the room use the underwater boost, and that's it. We're not gonna see underwater boost anymore in this run. It has some usages in any percent, but for this sort of one, we don't have any water sections, I suppose. Okay, we are approaching the end of Howling Grotto, and we're gonna go to the boss of this level. This is actually a really difficult boss. Alright, here it is. You probably heard that hey that I just like mentioned right now. I believe that those were the developers, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's a really cool touch though. Both of them actually had a really nice grotto, by the way. Yeah, Sky is not that far behind as jaysee enters the Emerald Golem, and probably one of the trickiest boss, I guess, if you want to get really fast times to get like a really good fight. it can be a little bit tricky, especially if you don't have the HP necessary. Damage was right in the beginning, deal 7 hits in that core, and then go to the left or right side, and use a shuriken to deal that 8 hit in the core, so that you can actually deal multiple hits on the boss. Now this is really important as like a technique, because when you throw the shuriken, you know are immediately on that wind gauge, and you can deal a lot of damage to the boss and potentially get a 2-cycle, which I believe jaysee will get. Yes, nice 2-cycle that from jaysee, as now moves on to the last phase. And the green orb, the green guy who controls the golem, actually is right now moving around. jaysee gets actually a really nice kill there. Good stuff then from jaysee. Let's see if Sky gets the 2-cycle as well. Yeah, 2-cycle from Sky as well. Nicely done from both runners, actually getting the 2-cycle in the first phase. And can I get some Bible thumbs in chat? Because for what happened in the story, we actually destroyed this green guy's golem. And he was actually friendly. He said that if we actually talked to him, he would actually let us pass, but unfortunately we just destroyed his golem, and he's really sad. Sad times indeed. Oh, we're gonna see it one more time. It's really, really sad to see that. Wheels through Mars right now, and this level is really nice. I mean, not really. It's actually a really difficult level if you want to do it really fast. There are specific things that you need to be really careful. Wing shoot attack, the glide attack, is absolutely crucial to get some really cool skips, as you see jaysee right now getting one of them. This screen right now can be done without stopping and just holding right and doing specific jumps and glide attacks. So far jaysee has really stopped. We can see here, oh okay, he stopped right now. He wasn't clearly this safe. Using this bird right here to skip this whole section, as you can see, by doing a really nice cloud step technique, I guess, on the bird. And this is like a really beautiful level with double slash on the lanterns, utilizing the glide and the glide suit overall to get specific like skips. We can see one more screen after this screen that jaysee is right now, that we're going to see some really cool skips. 2 screens in a row that we're going to see really nice movement. So pay attention on that one. So using the lantern, 1, 2, and you can actually do another glide attack on that lantern. Don't like stop moving right there. Oh, jaysee having a little bit of trouble there, but find the bird. Okay, he doesn't really find the bird. He can make that jump. All right. A little bit of a mishap there from the jaysee, but he managed to get through. Sky getting that long section really nicely down with the bird as well. Both of the runs are having a really good potential Mars. A little bit of a mishap there from Sky, but overall pretty solid movement. Sky having a little bit of trouble on that room as well. Let's see how Sky handles this one though. Playing a little bit safe, going from above. I don't blame Sky for that. jaysee doesn't opt to go for the damage boost right there on that screen. It doesn't really save that much time. It's more about like, I mean, it might be close to a second, so I guess it's worth going for it. Maybe less. There is a really fast way to do the specific screen that jaysee is on right now, but it's actually really difficult to get that one. jaysee going for the natural, I guess, way to deal with that room, as by now he's gonna face the boss of this level, the monk or Quirish room queen, I guess. There is a fast way to do this. If jaysee gets it right now, 1, 2 hits, throwing that shuriken as soon as he holds that ring. If you hit her up there in the ring, you can actually knock her down. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait a specific attack pattern from her. Jaysee getting the perfect fight so far. That's exactly what you want to see. A lot of damage right now, and Jaysee is gonna go to the door. This fight is scripted, so the last hit will always happen in the middle of the screen as the question Mars will queen falls there. So getting to the far right of the screen and throw the shuriken for the last hit to have as less walk, I guess, as possible. Nice fight there from Jaysee. Oh, Sky getting the perfect shuriken right there as well. Quiz from Mars Queen. That was actually a really great shuriken from Sky, I mean, sorry. On the quiz from Mars Queen. As getting the whip attack, which is exactly what we want. Sky doesn't really do a lot of hits. I don't know if Sky can get the quick kill. Yeah, you can. Okay. I was worried about that one. In the meantime, Jaysee enters Searing Crags and gets the last upgrade available to us in this run. And this is a beautiful upgrade. Rope Dart, Hook Shot, I don't know how you want to call it. It's called Rope Dart in game, and it's absolutely beautiful. Pretty much it's like you throw it and you grapple, I guess, on the walls, enemies, and you can actually destroy some projectiles, one projectile. Right, Jaysee is trying to do a specific really tricky jump. Unfortunately, Jaysee didn't get it a lot of time. He gets it 4th time, which is not the greatest. Small window there from Sky to catch up a little bit. Yeah, you can see like you can grab objects with those rings to get a lot of speed. Oh, Jaysee actually failing that one. Getting the backup HP, I actually didn't know that one. That was there. Alright, good to know. Yeah, enemies, projectiles. No, projectiles, you destroy projectiles. Objects, like pretty much all the good stuff. I still skipped from Jaysee on that dog. Skip like one specific transition, I guess. A little bit faster screen. As Sky getting that jump first try that Jaysee had trouble with. So Sky with a little bit of a win so far in Searing Crags. There's a specific skip right here which Jaysee will actually avoid going for because I believe he saw that he missed it. He missed like the fast way to deal with the screen, so he was not really going to get it. It doesn't really save that much time, but it's definitely a nice skip to do. You can see the height that you get when you use the glide attack in specific sections. You can like skip a lot of parts on the map. Another interesting thing to mention about Rope Dart is that whenever you use it, you actually gain a couple of 5 frames for like specific timings. So in this boss fight, the upcoming boss fight, you will be seeing the runners use Rope Dart pretty much all the time. Whenever you see some attacks like a rock throw or an attack that some boss will do, you will actually gain those items and dodge that attack. So rope darting is extremely OP in this game, especially during boss fights. You'll see Jaysee doing this technique right here, grabbing the boss, and then every now and then doing the rope dart. That attack usually hits you, but because you use rope dart pretty much all the time, you gain those iframes. Okay, Jaysee getting a pattern that is not good. There are 2 patterns that are not good out of the total of 6 that you can get in this boss fight, and this is like a combo. So one of the combos you saw right there, then there is another combo that you don't want to see. It doesn't go fast. So unfortunately Jaysee got one of the combos, and getting the second combo there as well. That is not great there from Jaysee, unfortunately. Bad news there from him. As SkyFouxx having a really good fight, I believe. Let's see, Jaysee getting the final hit on the boss. And yeah, so far Sky got really good RNG and didn't get any of the combos. Getting the rock, but missing a couple of hits. So maybe Sky will get an extra cycle, unfortunately. Let's see. Okay, no. Fortunately for Sky, oh yeah, Sky did get an extra cycle, unfortunately. That's a bummer. That's alright, it's done now with the Serene Crafts boss. Alright, I'll name all your dancing emotes right now. This is by far one of the best levels in my opinion, especially in this category. The platforming in this one is absolutely beautiful to watch. And the music as well is super hype. Yeah, this is by far my favorite level in this category. So beautiful, the movement, everything is so good. You're gonna be seeing rope dart and glide attack being utilized fully. Oh no, JC right there falling. Oh, that's actually extremely unfortunate. So this is the first death in the race, and whenever you die, you get this like little devil following you around. That little devil keeps you alive, I guess, but at the cost that you're gonna have to sacrifice some of your time stars along the way. So that was like a really unfortunate death for JC. Sky having a small chance now to catch up. So let's see how it goes. So they are on the same screen, but JC finished that screen. Sky just entered that screen. So the race now is really close. Yeah, Gorbo is the name of the little devil, I guess. So yeah, really nice uses of rope dart here. Whenever you see an object using it, glide attack to gain a specific extra height, and yeah, pretty much that's it. That's the level. It's really beautiful. Chaining everything together makes it absolutely fantastic in my opinion. This next screen, for example, is actually one of the ones that I mentioned, that you skip a whole sequence of doing specific lantern attacks, I suppose, but by using just rope dart and glide attack, you can skip a lot of stuff. And the last screen right now, so JC is about to enter that one, is one of the most beautiful if you've done it perfectly. You skip a lot of stuff by doing all this. Ooh, missing that rope dart, unfortunately. Getting that lantern though, and JC is done with the glacial peak, reaching the top of the mountain as the Western hero told us in the beginning of the game. So we did our task, but the sage is waiting there. Say, you know, just hold the scroll up. You're gonna summon a tower of time, the headquarters, I guess, of the sages, and in order to prove that we are worthy as messengers, we're gonna have to go through a specific test, which is the final level in this category, the Tower of Time. Alright, this race is actually quite close, about 20 seconds separating these two, I would say. Maybe even less now that I think about it. That's pretty insane. 31:40 entered from JC, and about 31:57 I would say there from Sky. Yes, so 17 seconds separating these two. And Tower of Time is not an easy level. It's actually one of the hardest levels for many runners. We said catacombs have a lot of traps. Well, you know, this level, JC showcasing why this level is a little bit weird, as it gets another death, and now this race is extremely close as both runners are on the same screen. Alright, we're having a really good race so far. These lasers deal 4 damage. Usually everything does 3. So this is one of the reasons Tower of Time is extremely difficult, because usually you expect, you know, that 3 points of damage, I guess, from everything else, but the lasers deal 4 and we only have 5 HP, so if you take one hit from like an enemy, then you are in a really serious trouble. Sky having a little bit of trouble in this room as well, as jaysee had trouble as well. Those wizards in this specific level are extremely annoying. They are by far the most annoying enemy in the game, but in this specific level they are the worst enemy in the game. Sky being on 1 HP, getting that checkpoint though, nice. Really beautiful screen coming up right now. Let's see how jaysee handles it. Nice movement. Alright, clean movement like that. Yeah, the race is really close. Just like a couple comparing these two. Sky having a really good race, really good room there as well. Get a really fast strat, I think. That's actually really interesting. Now, if you don't take hit in this whole level, and you're on 5 HP, you can do a specific damage boost right here, and that damage boost saves a lot of time. It's about 7-second time save. Unfortunately, both of them are below 5 HP, so they will not go for it. jaysee might go for a quick cycle here, but it's actually extremely risky. So taking a little bit slower, you can cut one more like extra cycle with a faster cycle, I suppose, in that room. But jaysee is gonna skip that. Sky playing super safe, grabbing that checkpoint. jaysee skipped that. And unfortunately for jaysee, he grabbed a specific. jaysee grabbed a specific HP like refill, but got hit on the spikes, and that will hurt because Tower of Time, as I said, if you're below 5 HP, you will insta die by everything pretty much. So you don't want to be on that low 5 HP mark, I guess. Okay, but you get a refill there. I think that was a lucky drop. You have to mention that there are some drops in this game that you get HP refill if you actually die in that stage. So jaysee already dying once, got a lucky drop. I gave him HP. And jaysee now is gonna enter one of the longest rooms, I guess, that I don't know why it exists. I guess it's to give you a little bit of a break, I suppose. It's not that difficult, so I have to pay attention to like the cycles, I suppose. As Sky is making a really good job catching up slowly there. Lost a little bit of time from some rooms, playing a little bit safer. But as jaysee exits this screen, Sky just enters it. And jaysee on the final section before the final boss of this category. And a really nice boss, I would say. Really nice music. There are some techniques that you can use, special techniques, but they are a little bit difficult. So we can see one specific cheese that runners usually do. So let's see how jaysee handles this. Going to Arcane Golem as SkyFouxx is entering Arcane Golem as well. So the difference is about 20 seconds separating these two. So let's see how this goes from jaysee. So when you what you want to do is actually hit the golem in the face, and you want to stand on a specific distance that you will not get hit by those shining balls, I guess. And you keep doing like jumps whenever you get cloud step, and keep doing damage to the boss. This specific, I guess, cheese. I don't know if you can call it cheese, but it's a technique, I suppose. So how you kill Arcane Golem. Both of them are on Arcane Golem. jaysee getting the knockout at 36 minutes and 54 seconds. A really nice time, as Sky is about to finish the race. Really close race, I have to say. Really nicely done there from both of them. jaysee had a couple of unfortunate deaths, but you know, it happens, especially like if you. I'm not sure how long jaysee played this, because I think he took a small break. I'm not sure about that one. SkyFouxx finishing the race as well with a 37-21. So that's a difference of 27 seconds. This is a really close race, I have to say. So GG to both of them. I'm gonna ask to see if they're gonna join me for an interview or something to hear their thoughts. Nicely done from both of them.
Hello.
Oh, we have jaysee here with us. Hello, jaysee. And
Hello.
GG on your run.
Thank you.
That was a really good run. I had to say some of your boss fights were actually really nice. Let's take the Syrian Crags out of the equation because Syrian Crags RNG sucks.
Yeah,
But
and then just
yeah,
jumped a little bit too early on that one platform. I'm
yeah.
not sure if it's faster to just keep going, trying for that, or just go the normal way or the intended way in that one screen.
I believe it's slightly faster, I guess, to jump off the platform, but it's kind of risky, I think.
Yeah. But overall, pretty happy. Just had some weird issues with my cloud stepping in Glacial Peak, and then a Wizrobe kind of guarding a laser on me.
Yeah, the Glacial Peak overall is a really fun level to speedrun, but it's a little bit difficult to chain everything together. You have to perfectly use rope dart, get those really nice glide attacks happening. But aside from that one mishap, I do have to say that you had a pretty solid level.
Yeah, Glacial Peaks. That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite speedrun levels.
Yeah, absolutely. Music-wise, like everything, placement in lanterns, enemy, makes it so good to chain everything together. It's really beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And Sky had a really good run as well, playing a little bit safer in some sections. And I do have to say that, if I'm not mistaken, you took a little bit of a break from Messenger, right? You focused on.
Yeah, I think I've done like 2 runs since the time that we raced. Not re. Brogeman.
Brogeman, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of it was because I had to get a lot of programming and bot work done for the Link to the Past randomizer tournament that just started recently.
Yeah, the Oracle seasons, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Not. I mean, I did some work with Oracle Seasons as well and Oracle of Ages, but
Okay.
I'm also one of the admins for the tournament for Link to the Past randomizer.
Oh yeah, the Link to the Past. All right, gotcha. Well, that was like the last race for this tournament, at least. Hopefully.
Were we really the last tournament? I mean, the last race of all the groups. Oh man.
Wait, no. For our group, I forgot to mention. From our group. All right, sorry, that was a mistake.
I mean, wouldn't be surprised. We kind of delayed this one a bit.
Yeah, it's all right. But I do have to say that we are doing a lot of races. Are you looking for like joining one of the races that we'll do? Because we're thinking of doing weekly races from now on, or something like that. Something along those lines.
I might. 8-bit. I mean, I think it's a really fun race category.
Yeah.
But as far as, I'm not a terribly big fan of partial runs as far as a leaderboard or anything like that. I really prefer the full game stuff. But for a tournament setting, race setting, 8-bit's pretty fun for that. Really good for that one.
Yes, the perfect timing, right? It's about 38 minutes average.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
Yeah, 30 or 40. And at least let you do a lot of races back to back. And with the longer runs, like, you could literally wait like an hour before the last person's ready to go again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sort of thing. But it's really fun.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to start getting in some out of bounds runs going at some point. But quite a bit on my plate right now, so
yeah,
might not be very soon, but it'll happen sometime.
That's nice to hear. Of course, the Messenger speedrunning community is open for everyone. Potentially try out this speedrun. We're gonna help you with everything you want. Make sure you join that Discord, and of course, something I have to say: make sure you follow the runners today. Both of them actually did a really good job. It was a really nice race. 20. Let me actually do the math. 27 seconds super in YouTube. It was a really nice one, especially when you entered Tower of Time and you had that death in Tower of Time. You guys were like one screen.
Oh man.
So that was nice to see.
Yep. So SkyFouxx has had a lot of improvements since the last time he raced, I think.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that is close to PB. Oh, yeah, Sky got a PB. Yeah, true.
Yeah, because I think he was running like mid 40s at least the last time last time he did a tournament match when I was watching.
Yeah, I believe Sky got a PB in the previous race as well. Mistaken.
Nice.
I might be mistaken on that one, but it was like close to a PB if probably. But that is nice.
Yeah, he said today was a PB as well.
Oh, it was a PB. Nice. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, but I've been keeping up on his PB times since a few weeks ago, so
Yep.
excited to see it was such a close race.
Yep, definitely. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for us. We don't have any other races scheduled yet. We're probably gonna schedule some of them next week. So make sure you you check the schedule for it. That is linked in chat. And there is plenty of action in the other speed gaming channels, so go check out everything that's happening right now. I'm actually not sure what is happening right now. Probably since you are into speed gaming, Jason, maybe you know a little bit more. I think Celeste is going on in the first one.
Yes, like Celeste is in the final parts of the losers bracket right now. It's like just a few matches left in the tournament. Right now they're in best of threes right now. That should be in the middle of it right now. I forgot what time they started today. But there'll be a few matches of that.
Nice. And I see from the other speed gaming channels, there's plenty of legend. So if you guys are into that, go check them out. It's really fun. Well, Speed Gaming 3 has a Super Metroid Plus Link to the Past community race, so that's interesting.
So interesting how the memory just kind of, and what's used in each game just kind of lines up so perfectly, so you can just kind of mix them together.
Yeah, that's really great. But yeah, that's pretty much it for us. Thank you everyone for watching, and thank you once again to the runners, and of course Speed Gaming for being amazing. All right, see ya guys.
See ya.